Hi, everyone. Thank you all for joining us here this evening. I first heard of GBPSR and IPPNW at a Harvard talk for Nobel laureates when Dr. Ira Helfand, in just a few minutes, gave an astounding and alarming summary of the risks we all face from the twin existential threats of nuclear war and climate crisis. I got involved with GBPSR because the least we can do is prevent our planet from being destroyed by our own hands. Seems like a very low bar to set, and yet the path we're going down basically is a certain road to human-induced planetary devastation. We're not even talking about thousands of years in the future. We're talking about an acute risk of billions of deaths and the collapse of civilization. We're talking about the return to prehistoric, even Paleolithic times and climes within our own lifetimes. That would result from even regional nuclear strikes anywhere. And what do we do with our medical training in that context? As we speak, many nuclear arsenals are still on hair trigger alert and can be launched within minutes. For example, in the US, where a president can somehow be blocked from Twitter, but not from the nuclear trigger. Even worse, Russia's perimeter system just assumes that any major nuclear explosion in Moscow comes from the US and would automatically launch a nuclear strike back, not even bothering with human input. For all we know, such automated vengeance systems could exist in other nuclear states, and even an accident could lead to a domino effect, ending human civilization. So tell me, what stops natural disasters from happening around existing nuclear weapon sites and paralyzing the people trying to secure them? What stops desperate leaders from threatening to use them to save face or win wars? At GBPSR, we've been pushing for support of Back from the Brink, calling the US to be a global leader in preventing nuclear war, and resolutions have already passed in 18 Massachusetts towns. We're working with our national counterparts on pushing Back from the Brink resolutions nationally. Our goal is to put nuclear disarmament front and center of US national security policy, with House Resolution 1185 to embrace the goals and provisions of the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons. This resolution calls for all 5 of Back from the Brink's policy points and explicitly calls on the US president to embrace the goals and provisions of the UN Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, our best pathway to eliminate nuclear weapons worldwide. This treaty entered into force a year before Russia invaded Ukraine, spiking the risk of nuclear strikes between Russia and NATO, and of accidents around the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant, not very far from Chernobyl. We can't afford to waste time. Call your representatives and help us get these resolutions passed. Sign the petition demanding that NATO and Russia pledge not to use nuclear weapons in the war on Ukraine. Demand your retirement funds be divested from nuclear weapons. We must pressure governments everywhere to eliminate nuclear weapons forever. There is no cure for the cancer of nuclear weapons. As long as they exist, they will spread and they will destroy life as we know it. Prevention is our only option. Thank you.